I really like Jake a lot, you know, but once he's in that ring, he has to fight like his life is dependent on it, because it will be.
When in your career are you going to actually fight a contender in your weight class and not do gimmick fights?
I mean, the skill level alone, now of course, there is a size difference, a height difference and all that, but he's just gonna struggle so much landing a shot. You know, it's just going to look bad.
In a jaw-dropping moment that no one saw coming boxing icon, Mike Tyson suddenly walked into the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis press conference, instantly stealing the spotlight. The crowd froze as Tyson, with his trademark intensity, turned to Jake Paul and delivered a chilling message. Fight like your life depends on it. His tone carried a weight that silenced the room. Tyson made it clear, when you're standing across from someone as dangerous as Davis, this isn't entertainment anymore. It's survival.
If you saw Jake Paul's fat body videos, and if you think he's taking his training seriously for you.
Listen, I think he's taking it very, very seriously, because his health depends on it. And yeah, he's nobody I'm not looking past him. I'm taking him lightly at all.
The showdown between Jake Paul and Tank Davis has evolved from a simple spectacle into a global talking point. Though it's officially labeled an exhibition, that decision came only after regulatory concerns over their massive weight and size difference. The Florida Athletic Commission refused to sanction it as a professional fight, prompting both camps to agree on adjusted rules. 10 3-minute rounds, 12-ounce gloves, and knockouts will count. To add intrigue, the bout will be judged by 2 human officials and 1 AI system, aiming to bring a new level of transparency to scoring.
The Jake Paul versus Tank fight is getting really weird. Gervonta looks scared for his life because the rules are out. They're crazy. Oh, so everyone thought that the fight was at 190. Instead it's at 195, and this weight difference is scaring the life out of little Tank.
Over 10 3-minute rounds.
The next dispute comes with the gloves. Little Tank is used to fighting in 8-ounce gloves. Baby glove. This fight will be in 12. Hands might be too small. Also, Tank just fought in a 12 3-minute round fight against Roach. Yes, and now he's fighting in 10 3-minute rounds, which isn't too bad. Well done, Jake. Exhibition though, can he win? Yes, he can actually win. It will be overlooked by 3 sanctioned judges. So he can actually still win and knock him out. But here's the trick. It's body punches only. And there's a reason. That's because Tank said, look, this is a bit unfair. I don't want to punch up. I want to punch at my head height. Where does it fall? At Jake Paul's belly. Oof. So apparently we've heard there's no knockdown rules, but aside from that, it's a pretty well-rounded fight. Oh yeah, and there's some drug testing involved. But Jake Paul for the win.
Recent reports reveal that Gervonta Davis has been adding serious muscle during camp, tipping the scales close to 160 pounds, nearly 25 above his natural lightweight frame. That's a huge leap for someone who has never fought above 135. This transformation, however, could make him even more explosive. The added size might improve his power and chin, turning him into a far more unpredictable and dangerous version of himself, one Jake Paul might not be ready for.
Yeah. Gervonta Tank Davis, is my prediction that Gervonta Tank Davis is going to weigh in on the night of the fight against Jake Paul, knocking on 160 pounds. Don't be surprised if he's 157 pounds, something like that. You guys see this footage? Look at Tank. Now, if you know what you're looking at, the guy must be around 150 right now, 153, something like that. And you can really tell when he's sideways. When you look at him sideways and see the depth. See, from the front view, you can't really tell. But when he turns sideways, the guy is a wrecking ball. He's literally a baby rhino out there. And I think that is the idea for him to bulk up and be a little powerhouse out there. And I'm all for it. I'm gonna tell you in this video why I think that's the best thing for Tank and why I think he will be knocking on 160 pounds.
And that's exactly why some analysts like Teddy Atlas believe this weight. Jump is actually perfect for Tank Davis. Atlas calls Gervonta one of boxing's most complete fighters, praising his precision, his composure, and his almost predator-like patience in the ring. He highlights Davis's timing, counterpunching IQ, and ability to trap opponents like a chess master. Atlas argues that while Jake Paul continues to evolve, he's still years away from mastering the mental side of boxing. For Atlas, Davis isn't just powerful, he's cerebral, and that's what makes him truly dangerous.
And the only other time he was in for the fans to get mad with that was against Fury's Tommy Fury, but it wasn't that level, obviously, and all the size things you just rightfully pointed out. But he would have been in there with, I mean, it seemed crazy. You're going to go in there with a guy who was a two-time heavyweight champ and a gold medalist? Wow. Even though the guy's, at a twilight part of his career, still.
And you've given a lot of credit and props to Jake Paul on this show of helping get more eyeballs to the sport, but the way he takes it serious and goes about his approach and his work to this craft, that he does take it seriously. With that being said, when he announces Tank Davis, I'm getting tired of these gimmick fights and him loading the deck up. Whether it was Chavez Jr. or an old Mike Tyson, or we could go on and on with some of the UFC guys and the great Anderson Silva at 46 years of age. Tank Davis, great fighter, current fighter, world champion. We know how good he is. Been a top 10 pound for pound guy for you for the last few years now. But he's 5'5" and 135 pounds. This sounds like it would be a 195 pound fight, an exhibition. Wouldn't count on their records. Not a whole lot of other details other than it will be in November, and it sounds like in Atlanta. But I've said enough. I just want to hear your take. What do you make of this news, Jake Paul, Tank Davis?
But, and I'm smiling a little bit. But, back in the day, I love the 1800s, 1700s, my friend out there, 1700s, whatever. But I love the old-time fighters. There were catchweights. And there was guys like Sam Langford. I know Sam Langford shouldn't even be comparing him with this because...
Still, former world champion Carl Froch isn't convinced this matchup is safe or fair. He warned that Jake's natural size and punching power could cause real problems for Davis, who's never faced someone that big or that strong. Froch described it as a risk with spectacle written all over it, suggesting that while fans might enjoy the chaos, the sport itself could take a hit. Many inside boxing share that same unease, calling it less of a fight and more of an unpredictable experiment.
Just here at Los Naranjos in Viva, España, and I found out that Gervonta Davis is now fighting Jake Paul. So Jake Paul was supposed to be fighting AJ. Eddie Hearn announced 99% done, which we've just spoke about. What next for AJ? Potentially Jake Paul. But it now looks like that Jake Paul is fighting one of Anthony Joshua's legs. He's fighting Gervonta Davis, somebody who's a quarter of his size. I don't even know what's going on. Has Eddie Hearn been played? Let me know what you think. But the AJ fight with Jake Paul's finished. Gervonta Davis, fake Paul, November. I don't know what's going on in the world of boxing. This is an absolute joke. What next for AJ? We'll get into this, and there's so many questions I want to get into in the next episode, but hope you enjoyed this one. And yeah, I just thought I'd give you a quick update because the news has just come in and I'm just trying to relax and play a bit of golf, and I can't. I've got to get it off my chest. I'm going to add it to this video. Hope you enjoy it. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit like, share and subscribe to the best channel in the business, Froch on Fighting, and we'll see you very soon.
Froch has issued a stern warning about the safety risks of the next Paul versus Davis on Issao exhibition, highlighting an estimated 65 pounds weight gap.
My name was mentioned at his press conference and he shit himself, and the fight was just absolutely fucking diabolical. Again, I've said before, he's not a professional boxer, he never will be, and he proves time and time again that he's not a professional fighter. So, Jake Paul, go on, piss off.
I mean, I don't really take Jake Paul that serious. He can't really box. He can have a little fight, he can have a swing. He swings away, stands up straight, and he throws punches, but it's not professional boxing. Because when I watch him box, he does so much wrong. It's just, everything's wrong. It's so bad. He's got leaky defence. He telegraphs his punches. Like, you put him in with someone his own size, it was a professional, and it's a mismatch. And you'll see that if he ends up fighting somebody. Tommy Fury, bless him, he's a pro boxer, but he's inexperienced. He's got no amateur pedigree. He's a raw novice, or maybe just above the raw novice. I was saying earlier, where would I put him in terms of levels? He'd do well to win a British title. He's at that sort of level, and then from British title to world level, it's like different worlds. It's like totally different. It's like a different sport.
Froch doubled down on his concern, stressing that the rumored 65-pound weight gap between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis poses serious health risks. He labeled the fight's exhibition status as a technical cover-up, suggesting the gap could lead to dangerous consequences if not carefully managed. The warning has reignited debate over how far the sport should go to chase views and entertainment value.
Any of them hurt you? I just think Chavez didn't get started. That's the only thing. I mean, you can't win.
I want to be world champion. Zerto looks slow as shit tonight.
You can't win if you don't throw, you know? So it was kind of like the Ryan Garcia Rollies thing. You know, Rollies didn't, I mean, Ryan really didn't get started, so, you know.
What'd you think about how Jake looked and then fought?
Hey, you know what?
You're very tough.
If he sucked ass, he sucked ass, but he actually looks pretty good. There's people who walking in the gym, you can tell right away if they can box or not. So he can box, he's selling out, you know, obviously this arena, and the only thing I can do is take a page out of his book and, you know, put it towards my showmanship, so.
You think he's ready for someone like top 15, top 20?
I mean, look, you know, he knows who to fight. Obviously, he's, you know, growing in his career. If he really wants to make a career, I wish him nothing but the best. But I just think that, you know, it's going to be a little longer until then.
Thank you, Emmy. Appreciate it. Oh, give us an update about you. You got a date coming up.
July 26th, Madison Square Garden. I'm ripped up. I'm ready to go. Ran with Manny Pacquiao yesterday. And, you know, 15-0 on the way. Let's go, baby.
Thank you, Emmy. Appreciate it, man.
My brother, appreciate it.
After Jake Paul's dominant win over Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., the question now circulating across the boxing world is Jake ready for real elite competition? Some believe he's earned that chance, while others like Eddie Hearn insist he still has a lot to prove. Hearn acknowledged Paul's improvement, but argued that rankings are built on legacy, not popularity. He said Jake might soon get a WBC ranking, but dozens of seasoned pros still deserve that spot more. The conversation exposes a divide. Is Paul a rising contender or just a clever promoter?
The WBC have said they're going to give a cruiserweight ranking to the winner of this fight. Do you think they deserve one?
No, I don't think so. I don't know why. It's hard enough for real athletes, for real boxers to gain those rankings, and then suddenly this Solomon Tuesday decides to give double ranking because he's getting some greens in his, you know, in his back pocket. No, that is disgrace to boxing.
Veteran heavyweight Derek Chisora made his opinion clear: he's not buying the hype. In his view, giving Jake Paul a ranking would cheapen the sport. Real fighters fight their way up, he said. You don't buy your way into history. Chisora argued that men who spent years grinding in gyms shouldn't be leapfrogged by someone who built fame online. His comments echo the frustration of many traditionalists who fear that the boxing ladder is being replaced by social media followings and promotional buzz.
I can't buy the hype at this particular moment in time. Now, I'll give Jake Paul credit for this. At least he's in the ring with a boxer. But 57 years old is 57 years old. And 57 years old and formally walking into a UFC fight as an audience member, as a patron with a cane, it's hard to me believe a year later that you're going to be in any condition to really, really fight. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't know. And if you're Jake Paul, here's what I want to say to you. It's Mike Tyson, that's fine. It's a money fight, I get you, and you want to make money. But at some point in time, if you keep telling us that you're taking boxing seriously and you want to be recognized as a big-time boxer / fighter, you're going to have to fight somebody closer to your age, who is a contender at the very least in the sport and who lives with it every single day. Could you please get in the ring with somebody? Pretty please, with sugar on top. I'm interested.
Sports analyst Stephen A. Smith also chimed in, pointing out how absurd the size difference truly is. Jake Paul regularly walks around at over 200 pounds, while Davis competes at lightweight around 135. Smith questioned whether promoting such a lopsided matchup damages the sport's credibility. He warned that boxing is drifting towards spectacle over skill, and that if the industry keeps prioritizing entertainment over competition, the essence of the sport could fade away.
Gervonta Davis might be every bit as box office as Maverick himself. As exciting, as electric, because this dude performs every time out, y'all. Wherever Davis goes, wherever he fights, fans justifiably follow. He's that special. And Davis is without a doubt one of the top 5 pound-for-pound fighters in the world right now. Don't you even doubt it.
Smith also addressed the backlash surrounding Davis's controversial majority draw against Lamont Roach earlier this year. Rather than criticize, he praised Davis for how he handled the situation with calm class and confidence. According to Smith, the way Tank immediately accepted the rematch offer showed the mindset of a true champion, one who doesn't hide from challenges, but uses them to sharpen his legacy.
Jake Paul is a professional. At some point in time, I don't give a damn if it's a light heavyweight. Beterbiev, Bivol, a super middleweight, Canelo, Mexican Monster, David Benavidez, somebody that actually has a reputation. The time has come for Jake Paul to step into the ring with a cat who actually boxes for a living and give us that fight. I appreciate the fact of him promoting. I appreciate him having the cachet as a former YouTuber turned boxer. I like Jake Paul. I respect Jake Paul. I'm just saying, because I like him and because I respect him, I want to see him in the ring. And I don't want to hear, I know his numbers are better, but then he gonna say, I don't need Canelo, Canelo needs me. Well, wait a minute. It ain't just about popularity, bruh.
However, Smith didn't hold back when discussing Tank's decision to fight Jake Paul. He called it a dangerous mismatch that does little for Davis's reputation. Smith argued that Tank should be chasing real competition fighters in his own division, not YouTubers or retired athletes. His frustration wasn't aimed at Jake personally, but at a system that rewards spectacle over substance. In Smith's words, "This might sell tickets, but it doesn't build greatness."
Who do you want to see? You, as a guy that's in his trainer, that's like a father figure to him, you're training him all the time, you know him, both y'all from the streets of Baltimore the whole bit. Who do you want to see Tank fight?
I want him to get all of them that ran their mouth.
Give me the names. I need names, Calvin. I need names.
You already know. We went down. We're working on the big 4. It was Garcia. That's the first one. Roma, I hope we get him soon. Shakur, he's going to get it. He know he's going to get it. It's just Bob is in charge of that. You know what I'm saying? Bob know what he's doing over there. You can't tell Bob how to run his game because he's like a vet at this. He's been doing it for so many years. That's going to happen. All the fights that we'll want, they have no choice. They're going to take the fight when it's time to take the fight. It's just right now, who's going to take the fight? That's the question.
Shakur Stevenson wasn't as diplomatic. He blasted the very idea of this matchup, calling it bad for boxing. Stevenson argued that Tank should be focused on legacy fights like unifications with real champions instead of exhibitions that risk his reputation. He even volunteered himself as a better opponent, saying the fans deserve real competition, not a made-for-Netflix spectacle. His comments reignited fan debates about whether boxing is turning into show business instead of sport.
Maybe he'll fight Jake Paul instead. What do you think of that?
I think that's terrible.
Why?
I mean, I get it, because at the end of the day, it's the money business, and you want to make the most money, but from what I'm hearing, he can make more money in a fight with me, and if that's the case, why not fight me?
Sure. Do you think he beats Jake Paul?
Do I think he beats Jake? Yeah, I mean...
There's a huge size advantage, though.
It is, but I think Tank got the skills to make sure he come out on top.
Do you think that Jake has gone better?
Yeah, I think actually Jake got tremendously better from the time frame that he started till now. And in the right situation, I also could see him become a world champion.
Really?
Yeah.
Yet not everyone sees it negatively. Joe Budden believes Tank's move is brilliant both strategically and financially. He said boxing has always been part business, and Davis is simply capitalizing on timing and fame. Budden speculated that Netflix may have influenced contract clauses to make this fight possible, potentially dropping a rematch condition from Jake Paul's previous deal. With figures rumored around $100 million, he argued that anyone would seize the opportunity. Still, he warned Jake Paul will have to take Tyson's warning seriously because Davis isn't coming for show. He's coming to dominate.
Quite surprised because it sounded like Jake Paul and Joshua was getting closer and closer for January. However, there have been rumors of Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul in the past. I think with Gervonta Davis's kind of legal problems in the last month or so and rumors about his retirement, I don't think it's a massive shock that he is taking this Jake Paul fight if it is going to go ahead, purely for the reason that it's a lot of money for maybe not the most difficult job that he's going to have in his career. So it's a strange one, but yeah, it's just another kind of day in the sport, really, isn't it?
So the ultimate question remains, will Jake Paul's confidence and hype stand strong under Tank Davis's pressure? Or will Davis's experience and explosiveness end the fairy tale? Drop your predictions below and let us know who you're backing. Don't forget to subscribe to The Top Boxing for more breaking stories, fight analysis, and inside boxing updates from around the world.